Again, it depends upon the business model, right? How many products you intend to, how many, what kind of market intelligence services you are seeking, or how many products, right? We can further discuss it on a one-to-one basis as time progresses. I'm very much available on Skype, WebEx. I'm a big fan of this digital media. Don't get me wrong, but in my office I have developed very advanced video conferencing facility, and our ultimate aim is to create a digital domain based on, with help of server technology, where I don't leave my office and I can see that whether farming, I cannot evaluate whether farming is organic or not, but I can evaluate the maturity of the plant. We are working with the satellite data where we can monitor with GIC and GPS system what's the level of growth in the of the plant and various kind of things, right? So we will have one more round of conference, and if you have my card, drop an email. We can meet over Skype, WebEx, and we can take it forward, right?
I think the thing is we are an Indian, this like we are very lacking in compliances, certificates, and these. So it's an experience for it, where we have improved that. So better the.
I urge you again. I urge you to. It's not. Please do not consider this to be a remark for Indian entrepreneurs. Don't get me wrong. India caters huge amount of agri-food export. But most of new exporters, trying to export, do not have right understanding. I urge you to keep reading the website of Agri-Food Canada and Health Canada. Keep reviewing. And most of the time, new entrepreneurs have enthusiasm, venture capital, resources, but they do not have necessary documents and understanding how to word the documents, right? They do not understand the importance of keeping the paper trail and the language in which they need to pursue to the federal agencies. That's where major shortfalls come from.
Another thing you recently mentioned about venture capital. So how is that kind of a market over there? So how can we approach these kind of people? And would you be able to help us to connect to venture capitalists as info finance for getting our business started over there?
No, that that segment we don't enter into. On the contrary, we help venture capitalists to recover their fund by providing market intelligence. We do not work as a licensing agency to look for funding for other companies. No, that we don't do. Canada has a different funding mechanism. We have so much federal and provincial funding into life science and biotech sector, and that we don't need venture capitalists, to fund the project, right? We have our own funding mechanisms, and those funding mechanisms are governed through different procedures, right? And we do not liaise for any company to other part of the world to look for funding and to establish a business base. That we don't do. However, we do help them to register their company on a fee for services rendered basis, right?
The federal government will help people like whose Canadian citizen of Indian company. They don't support the.
See, again, it all depends, right? It's a national policy. I cannot comment on national policy.
And the question is that, is it true, or do they have sections for international people also getting an opportunity to get the...
There are ways and means. Indo-Biotech funding mechanism is available. There are ways and means, but again, it's not fair to make a comment on funding mechanism of a country where we are legally residing and we are citizens by law, right?
Yeah.
All countries have their own policies, and let us leave it to that, right?
If we are manufacturing some 100% product here, but this is like some water based and all, so we want to plant there, and we sell it here, from here is a concentrated, and we plant it there. There is a lot of implication how is their manufacturing there?
You need to go to help Canada and agree with Canada why, what for, and what are the needs. If it is in the best interest of the health of the citizen of Canada, then they would even welcome you. It's a very open and transparent country. I've been residing there. I've been residing there for 10 years. If they see legitimacy and a popular demand, all the entrepreneurs will be.
Also having a high regard. I stayed 3 months there in 2002 or 3
Yeah.
years. So
It's a good. See, if the popular demand is there, and if there is a genuine need of the product and the services, they abolish in the interest of the public safety. Even they go beyond to a point to help others out, right? It's a very fair system. But when the local growers are growing the same, how can they shut down the local industry and invite? It's not an issue of not providing funding to outside of it. Canada has a lot of land and fertile agricultural land too. They need to promote indigenous agriculture, their own crops, right?
What is the season they usually have agriculture? Lots of
We have very much growing summer, right? We have short summer. Even if my province, Newfoundland, produces the goods which feed the entire province for more than 5 to 10 days. We have good agriculture policy framework in place. We always encourage indigenous production. Right? All this are stated on the website of Agriculture Canada, Agriculture Agri-Food Canada. We have pragmatic agricultural policies.
You are favoring something like a good technology from there to here, or
No, because I'm a big fan of GE Nairo technology. It's a Dutch technology. And that's what we as a company promote. I'm not promoting Canadian technology.
but there is, I think it is there. There is some collaboration with L&T industries also.
I have no idea. L&T is getting GE Nairo. Yeah, I know. L&T, and not L&T, it's Amul is getting the first plant. The plant is being commissioned here. But we as a business enterprise firmly believe in GE Nairo because of their 70 years of credible track record and 10,000 plants commissioned all over the world. And moreover, during my initial days of my career back home in India, I worked with spray drying dehydrated technology. When I worked with Agri-Food Canada under the federal scheme in Canada, I worked for reflectance window drying technology for more than 4 years. Right? So there are it was a US-based technology. But on the whole, GE Nairo is one of the best technologies I ever came across in my career. Right? Yes, Joachim, you wanted to?
Yeah, you had mentioned that your services, if I'm not mistaken, you could work in for the NAFTA market as well.
That's right.
So does being in Canada give you any advantage in the other market?
Yes, that point I reached to the audience for a very specific reason that we need people to come to Canada to make the base, and NAFTA indeed helps to make a lot of tax saving. We as a country offer a lot of incentives. For example, if the growers make the base at St. John's, and if they want to export to Mexico, trust you me, gentlemen, we have funding mechanism in place